Alright, welcome back, my friends. So, been a few days since a Call of Dragons video. I'm going to put one out on the heroes that I will be using this season, the pets that I have for them, the talent trees that I'm going to be using, why I'm going to be using them, and give some alternate versions as well. So, without further ado, let's go over the first march. Now, that is going to be Moo Thea with the visage and a drake, and then let me show you what we have. So I have legendary Moo, have her awakened. This is the talent tree that I will be using on her. Now this tree is set up to run Vestals with Thea. This is the artifact that I have. It is level 5. I'm working on trying to get this red, the exemplar status. This is the Drake that I have. These are the skills that I would recommend for it. So you're looking at Pain Bloom, Advance. So for every 155 points of Spirit, you hit an extra Legion, meaning if you get 310 Spirit, this Drake can hit up to 3 different Legions. Then we have Elemental Harmony, which is crit damage. Follow up. War Pit Chance has a 40% chance to cast a magic skill, again 2 seconds after first casting. That can be damage, healing, or shield. And it gives you the effect percentage. Then we have Intense Follow Up, which is follow up crit rate. We have Magic Fortune, which this is your crit rate percentage when a War Pet skill deals magic damage. Then we have Magic Spirits, which is also boost your crit damage. So you got Elemental Harmony and Magic Spirit. So you're looking at about 52% on what I have here, plus about 55%. So about 107% magic damage. And then last one, just War Pet skill damage. So that's another damage boost. Now, I know my base attributes aren't the best, but what you want to look for is high intelligence, high spirit, and high luck. Alternately, if you do not have legendary Moo, the purple Moo is still perfectly fine to use. You want to get her awakened if you are a free-to-play player, and then you still want to use Thea. And 5111 is perfectly fine. Obviously, you're not going to do as much damage as someone that has them awakened, but it is still a valuable pair in the field, especially for seasons 2 and 3. Now, you do still want to try to go ahead and get Visage. Visage is a must for that March. You can get that as a free-to-play player at the end of Season 1. I think you can get it at the end of Season 2 as well in the gym in the artifact event at the end of the season, as well as Season 3. And a level 1 Visage is still perfectly viable on the field. Alternately, if for whatever reason you can't get this, you can use Phoenix Eye with them. They will still deal a good amount of damage, but it's not going to be as much as if you don't use the shield with them. Now, our second march is going to be Lilia and Valen, obviously. Lilia's best artifact, the only artifact you want to use on Lilia is going to be the Infernal Flame. If you can get it, it is technically a pay-to-win artifact. And I do have hers maxed out and Exemplar. Alternately, if you don't have this one, you can use Phoenix Eye with them is really good. You can also use Magic Bomb. Now, if you are a free-to-play player and you don't have Lilia, then what you're going to want to run is going to be Waldir and Valen. And this combo can be used as early as Season 1. Same with the Muthea. That could also be used as early as Season 1. And then for the talent tree, I'm going to go to Lilia. This is the talents that I will be using. So this can be both on Lilia or Waldir, so you'd use the same talent tree on both of them. And this is the pet I will be using on them. I do not have it fully leveled up, so I am missing 2 of the skills off of it. But I will be putting the same skills on this pet as I did this one. So, now, 3rd March, as you can see. It's going to be, oops. So, 3rd March will be Bert Tohar. Now, these you won't get until Season 3. So in Seasons 1 and 2, you're really going to want to look at running either Lilia Valen or Waldir Valen, and then Purple Moo or Legendary Moo and Thea, depending on what season you're in. Those 2 are going to be your best mage marches, whether you're free to play or mid-spender, all the way up until Season 3. Now, if you are pay to win or a mid-spender, you do want to look at trying to obtain Bert and Tohar, because they are a very good pair. They're probably, I would say, the 3rd best mage pair currently in the game. So I will be running Bert. He's currently 5'5", 5'3", working on getting him awakened. Pretty close. I'll have him awakened by the start of the season. Talent tree on this one's going to be very similar to what I run on Lilia. And then I am running the Mirage Orb. I only have it level 2, so I am still currently working on this one. I do have it level 60 though. And then I'm running a Shadow Phaedrake. Yes, I know, not skilled up very well, and the intelligence is very low. I just started working on this pet not long ago. So it will be at least 1-starred. Most of these skills will be 2-starred by the time we get into fights. As far as Tohar, he is not skilled up at all. Only got his first skill maxed. Originally, I was running Bert and Bahorn, this fellow, but I am going to be running this with a different march. And so, with that being said, I'm going to be running Bahorn and Tara. Now, let's go over Bahorn. Hold on a minute. Let me find him. Where is he at? There he is. Alright, so I like Bahorn because he does a lot of AoE damage and gets additional rage every time he hits. Secondary skill, he ignores 10% of enemy attack, and if they're flying legions, you get 10% attack and 20% march speed, meaning I can use Celestials with him and the supplies, even if I'm using not a full flying march. Passive skill, so this just, I'll be using magic units with him, so it makes him a little bit more tanky with the 10% magic reduction. Damage taken reduction, I mean. Now that damage taken reduction applies to all damage, so attack, counter attack, and skill attack. Last one, upon taking damage, the legion loses 50% rage, deals damage to the target legion, 300 damage, and I gain resistance, meaning I take 10% less damage. Again, that also applies to all damage. And then for this, it's Awakening skill. Legion gains normal attack crit rate after casting its primary skill, so I crit higher for the next 5 seconds. As far as the talents, I'm going to be running this on Bahorn. Does very well. I have also run Bahorn and Waldir in season 2 and early season 3, and it has done extremely well for me until I got Bertrand unlocked. So Bahorn Waldir is a good pair if you are a mid to high spender. I will be running the Phoenix Eye with them. I do have an exemplar as well, and it is level 5. Um, and I'll be running this Drake as well. Need to get better spirit, but my skills are pretty decent on this one as well. And then as far as Tara, so Legion heals, and I get 20% more skill attack with her primary. Secondary, the Legion and 4 surrounding friendly Legion. So this is going to make all my marches, it's going to buff them. I'm going to get 15% attack and take even more damage reduction. Again, that damage applies to all damage. Plus is going to give my march 10% defense and HP. So it's going to make this march pretty tanky with the Celestials, and also buffing my other marches. So, and then Bullhorn himself does a pretty good amount of damage alone. So it is a pretty good march, support march. The Awakened skill just boosts the primary skill. Now, I can't go over the 5th march I'm going to be running because I don't have the heroes yet, but I will be running Magritte and Zeta. So they will be in the 5th march, and I'll go over them later. But to go over some alternate marches, if you are a free-to-play player in Season 1 or Season 2, the march you're going to want to work on first is going to be Moo, and she will be purple hero or an epic hero. So epic Moo and Thea as a mage main. That Thea is going to be where you want to put all your gold heads. Okay. Now your secondary march would be Waldir and Valen. And then ideally after that, you could run, hold on a minute, I would run Atheist and Tara if you happen to get enough troops as a free-to-play or low spender for a 3rd mage march in Seasons 1 and 2. Those would be the 3 mage marches I would run for those seasons. I could recommend artifacts, but it's really going to depend on what you have available. As a free-to-play or low spender, you're probably going to have like Magic Bomb. So free-to-play and low spender, what I would use would be this staff right here. If you get it, the Staff of the Spring, Magic Bomb, and yeah, Freeze Ring. These would be the ones that I would use for you. You could use Spirit Bangle, and that will make your march last longer, but it's not going to deal a lot of damage. Or if you happen to get this would probably, this and Magic Bomb are probably going to be the best one to run. Magic attack and then deal damage. This is kind of like an epic version of the Phoenix Eye. And this right here also boosts like Hoarfrost is what you inflict when you is Waldir's primary. Ensnare would be the Poison Guy's primary. So this is a really good one if you can happen to get it. And it deals additional damage when your primary skill fires off as well. So it's a pretty good one. This one, Magic Bomb, and then this Staff of Spring are probably going to be the 3 best artifacts. But alternately, depending on what you get, Freeze Ring is decent enough, and Spirit Bangle as well. Now for my infantry, my main infantry march, I do not have the hero yet, but it's going to be Kuma once I get him next season. And he is a will commander, so it shouldn't be too hard to level up and skill up. But it will be Kuma and Goresh is what I'll run. I do have the Venom Lizard on them right now. I will keep the Venom Lizard on them until I can get the Moon Bear leveled up. That will be what I will run on them. The artifact is going to be the new sickle that you get next season. I do not have it available yet, but right now I do have the Spirit Bone Torque. Unfortunately, it's only level 3, but I am working on getting it exemplar as well. My secondary infantry march will be Husk, and then Madeline. Where is she at? Oh, there she is. Husk Madeline. And I'll still use the Dragon Scale and the Frost Bear with them. But I may swap in a Healing Lizard, depending on the situation as well. And then I will be running some Cav marches, which are going to be Emrys Bakshi with a Spring Blades and this Golden Rock. It's decent. Secondary is going to be a Ferondale Theo. Do have an Exemplar Kingslayer on them with this Phaedrake. Pretty decent Phaedrake. And then I will run Skogul Nika with them with the Springbird and the Sand Lizard. Now, I will have to probably build a different pet because this Sand Lizard right here I'm going to be putting on Magzay, but I do have an idea for another pet for them. And then that is kind of all what I'm going to be running for Season of Strife Season 1. Now, as a free-to-play player, I would not focus on infantry unless you're going to be an infantry main account. But as a free-to-play player in Season 1, best thing in Season 1 is probably free-to-play going to be a Bakar and Garwood. Going into Season 2, I would probably run Alenia Bakar or Alenia Garwood, both for free-to-play and low spender. Now, the artifact is really going to be dependent upon what you got, but for any of those marches, I would run the Sand Lizard with a healing build just to help you survive a little bit longer on the field. Mid-spender, you're going to want to probably run Madeline Garwood or Husk Madeline for Seasons 1. Now, going into Season 2, a mid-spender or high-spender is going to be Goresh Skogul or a Goresh Husk. And then I would run a Madeline Nika. But essentially, I mean, that's kind of like what I would be doing, or what I'm currently doing, and what I'm going to run next season. If you guys have any questions about any hero combos or anything, please feel free to reach out. I'd be more than happy to give you my opinion. This is my in-game name and ID, so if you want to message me in-game, I'd be more than happy to share my marches with you, or you could share your marches with me, and I'd give you my opinion on what I think you should change, or if they're good or not. But for those of you watching, I do appreciate y'all, and I will see y'all in the next one.